Hello, friends. I'm back with another true inspirational story of a true underdog. The tale of Sylvester Stallone. I guess you all have heard his name and enjoyed his movies. Me too. So, long before he became the face of iconic characters like Rocky Balboa and John Rambo, Sylvester Stallone was just another struggling actor in New York City, with a dream so big it barely fit in his tiny apartment. Born in 1946, Stallone didn't exactly win the genetic lottery. A complication during his birth left part of his face paralyzed, giving him a signature slurred speech and drooping lip. Kids mocked him. Casting directors ignored him. But he was too stubborn to give up. Or as he'd later say, "I take rejection as someone blowing a bugle in my ear to wake me up and get going, rather than retreat." In the early 1970s, he was flat broke. We're talking sell your dog kind of broke. No, seriously. He actually sold his dog to a stranger for $25 because he couldn't afford to feed him. He was living in a seedy apartment, bouncing between 600 auditions, getting turned down more than a cheap motel bed. Directors told him he looked funny. Studios said he talked weird. One even suggested he should write scripts instead of act, because he clearly wasn't leading man material. But Stallone had grit and a vision. One night in 1975, after watching a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and underdog Chuck Wepner, something clicked. He went home and started typing, fueled by passion, popcorn, and probably a lot of caffeine. In just 3.5 days, he churned out a screenplay about a small-time boxer from Philly who gets the shot of a lifetime. The boxer's name? Rocky Balboa. He pitched the script everywhere. Studios liked it, loved it, even, and offered him up to $360,000, which was like $1 million for broke Stallone. But there was one catch. They didn't want him to star in it. They wanted a real actor. And here's where the magic happens. Stallone said, "No." Let that sink in. He turned down a life-changing pile of cash, while broke, while homeless, while eating ramen and regret, just to stick to his gut. "If I sell this script and it gets made with somebody else," he said, "I'll jump off a building. I know this part was meant for me." Eventually, producers agreed to his terms, but they slashed the budget and barely gave him anything to work with. Didn't matter. Stallone was in. And so, in 1976, Rocky was born, a film shot in 28 days with raw heart, grainy film, and a now famous staircase in Philly. The movie was a knockout. Rocky earned 10 Academy Award nominations and won Best Picture, beating out Taxi Driver and All the President's Men. The film that no one wanted, made by the guy no one believed in, became a cultural phenomenon. Stallone went from sleeping in a bus station to walking red carpets. And yes, he even bought his dog back. For $15,000 and a small role in the movie, the dog totally earned it. But here's what makes Stallone's story so enduring, even after Rocky. He didn't coast. He kept pushing. He created Rambo, another hit franchise, and reinvented himself again and again across decades. His journey wasn't just about fame or fortune. It was about perseverance, betting on yourself when no one else will, and refusing to be anyone but who you are. Flaws, slurs, and all. To this day, Stallone remains a symbol of grit. Not because he was the strongest, smartest, or most talented, but because he simply didn't quit. He had every reason to give up. Instead, he made the world root for the underdog, not just in the movies, but in real life. So the next time life knocks you down, just remember, even Rocky got knocked out. But he got back up, and he ran up those steps like a champ. Theme song blaring, fists raised to the sky. And you can too.